p.m. Eastern. Chance to chase this for Applewhite. Can only kick it down the line. It'll be a throw for Curaçao as we're 5 minutes in. La Familia Azul coming closest with that long try from halfway. And this spins down the near side for Xander Severina. Again, Andre Applewhite was in the way. Already several clearances in the opening minutes for the Barbados captain. That is turned over to Xander Severina and Bradley Kuas. Severina trying to return it to Kuas, who chests it down, goes to ground. And referee Yvon Bartone wags his finger and says, no way. On we go. That was played all the way back. That was off a Curaçao foot. This would be a corner. Well, it bounced, I believe, just to the left of the corner flag. This should be a throw for Barbados. Bit of an unforced error there by Curaçao, trying to play it back to their keeper from that halfway line. Let's look at that attack from Curaçao a moment ago in this penalty shout. It was Hayden Holligan who, not sure if he got the ball there, certainly got the boot up. It was a bit closer when you see it a second time than it initially appeared. Tough to see whether Holiday got the ball or whether he got the man, indeed. And that goes out of play for a Curaçao throw. You see Dick Advocat in the foreground there of your picture, wearing the short polo shirt and the jeans. Dick Advocat, 76 years old now, hired in January on a one-year deal. This is the 8th national team that he's taken charge of. He was head coach for the Netherlands 3 different times. Here they come down the right side. Xander Severina into the middle. Didn't get that square ball right. Curaçao continue to look threatening in these early minutes. You would expect the game to mostly go this way, as that's a heavy challenge. Free kick for Curaçao. Let's see if there's further action from Yvon Bartone. Curaçao asking for a booking. Looks like Bartone may choose to just issue a warning. It's that second foot that follows through from Sharon Hoyt. That was the issue there, I think.
I understand, but that's why I go down, because it hurts. No. I don't ask for foul. He said to me, don't play with me. Okay.
Well, it looks like Yvon Bartone has chosen to just issue a warning to Sharon Hoyt. You see the Curaçao player still down after that heavy challenge. So Curaçao with a lot of early attacking momentum. You have to pause that now and hope they can restart it when the game begins again. It was Juninho Bacuna who was down. Bacuna, the most decorated player in terms of his club career for this Curaçao side. He plays for Birmingham City in England. So he'll have to go off the pitch momentarily. Curaçao briefly will be playing with 10. They have a free kick. Chance to ping one into a dangerous spot. It is toward the 6-yard box. Header flicked back and it'll roll out for a Curaçao throw. Jurian Green leaving it. Joshua Brennett. Now Green.
Got it, got it.
See Barbados sitting deep as we're 10 minutes in this qualifier. And it's going to be on Curaçao to break down these banks of gold shirts. See Curaçao being very patient, moving the ball around, looking for an opening. Now they spray it long down this right side. It's going to be a little too heavy for Xander Severina. Goal kick for Barbados. Here at the Helio Hato Stadium in Willemstad, named after the legendary goalkeeper from the 40s and 50s for Curaçao. Got offers from clubs like Real Madrid and Ajax. He chose to stay in Curaçao and raise his family there. Big legend and favorite on this island. Brandon Sumter taking that goal kick. Not a lot of possession for Barbados so far, and they lose possession here to Severina, who then is dispossessed quickly himself. Chance for Barbados maybe to spring a counterattack. Some speed down this left side. This is Tadgio James with his first touch, trying to get around the corner. James tumbles down, and nothing in that, says Yvonne Bartone. As Curaçao able to win it back. First time we've seen Tadgio James spring to life, though, down that left side. This is better from Barbados. This is kept in play by Sharon Hoyt. Thudded over the top. On the bounce, this will be taken by Niall Reed-Stephen, who then miscontrolled. Definitely a better spell for Barbados. They'll need a bit of possession. Can't just sit back all the time for 90 minutes. This is a foul and a free kick for Curaçao on that halfway line. Frustration from Juninho Bacuna, who has been on the receiving end of a couple of those already. Now down the right side, chance to square, and it goes all the way through and over from Juninho Bacuna. It was Bacuna arriving very late and just flashing it over the bar as he tried to volley that on frame. A nice little slipped ball down the line for Xander Severina. His cutback was an intelligent one, and Bacuna unable to keep it down. Free kick now for Curaçao as they ratchet up the pressure again. So Bacuna standing over this. See what they decide to do as it's left for Bradley Kuas now. Kuas plays it short. Joshua Brennett from distance. And Brandon Sumter had it covered all the way. They're in the 9th minute in Trinidad at Port of Spain. Trinidad and Tobago and Grenada 0-0 in the other qualifier. It's being played at the same time as this one. Goal kick from Sumter, able to connect with a teammate. Lofted toward the end line, chested down. This will be a Barbados throw. See that Tadgio James does pose a threat on those direct balls over the top. Has good speed to run on to the end of them. Andre Applewhite to take this throw. Short to Reed Stephen, who earns the first corner of the night for Barbados. First corner for either side. Anytime you're a visiting team in a tough road environment, when you're an underdog and you figure to be under pressure for much of the night, these attacking set pieces are big opportunities that you often have to capitalize from. Tajio James, poised to take. His in-swinger toward the back post, decent delivery. It's a good header away. Still not properly cleared by Curaçao. And now they'll have a chance to do so again. A long ball. Barbados were in good position to mop up. Now a chance for James. Out wide, Tajio James dispossessed really well by Jurian Green. Very smoothly done by Green, who is appreciated by this home crowd. Curaçao look to build the other way. Skipping inside. And the subsequent ball not the best, and subsequent groans from the home crowd. That's a neat change of pace by Niall Reed Stephen. Ramel Bino trying to split that back line for Tajio James. Whistle and a free kick. That's taken quickly. Chipped around the corner, but Andre Applewhite was a good run, but he was stuck too well. Curaçao not surprised by that. Now they look to burst on the counter. This is a good ball. Carrying Rangelo Janga out wide. Janga toward the end line, and it rolls all the way through and can be taken by Sumter. Janga unable to connect with Zender Severina. Well, Barbados have to feel decently about where they are. Nearly 18 minutes in, they've weathered that early Curaçao storm. Still right there at 0-0. They've been able to work themselves into the game a bit over the last 5 minutes or so. Curaçao do always look a threat when they spring forward with their pace and physicality, but Barbados have that pace up top as well. They can create something if Curaçao switch off at the back. This is Severina. Back wide it goes for Brennett. Bradley Kuas. Sherelle Floranis. Jurian Green. Neat feet by Severina. Brennett again. He'll let that run out of play for a throw. You could hear Kent Hall, the interim head coach of this Barbados side, shouting at his players not to show them that much respect. It's a big opportunity for Kent Hall to show what he can do as a coach. Dispossessed there. This is Godfried Romerito, who then lost out. And on the counter, Barbados looked to create something. Not the best ball forward, though. It is a Barbados throw in the end. Kent Hall, though, represented Barbados with the national side from 2003 to 2006. As this goes into the middle, nobody there in gold. And can be easily collected by Eloy Room. Kent Hall was named interim head coach less than a month ago, ahead of these qualifiers. Selected from a field of over 30 applicants, most of them from overseas. Said it's something that he has aspired to for a long time. Well, he gets that opportunity. So it's a big night for him, along with this Barbados team. And of course the nation of Barbados, as they hope their national side can turn a corner. And again, they're doing decently in these opening 20 minutes. You see Dick Advocat there in the foreground, turning away, not looking the happiest. That's not the best ball forward either. Cut out easily by Niall Reed-Stephen, who then goes down and the whistle stops play. Curaçao will play Aruba on Saturday in their second qualifier. In the third and fourth games of this group stage will be played next June, 2025. So we'll have to wait a full year to reach the conclusion of this group phase. As mentioned in our open, the final round of 12 teams will be played next September, October, and November in 2025. That will determine the other three automatic qualifiers for Concacaf for FIFA World Cup 2026. And then the two best runners-up from that final round will enter the FIFA playoff tournament. That's given away. Curaçao getting a little sloppy as we're nearly midway through this first half. Down the end line, chance to chip it in front. And it took a last-ditch defensive effort to put it out of play. It'll be a second corner for Barbados as they look more and more dangerous in this first half. Eloy Room directing traffic on the goal line for Curaçao. Niall Reed-Stephen walking over to take this corner. Reed-Stephen swings it in with the left. Good ball! And it flashed over a couple of heads for Barbados. We're not being marked by Curaçao, and Curaçao get away with that. Quality delivery from Niall Reed-Stephen. And Curaçao fortunate, I think, that it stays 0-0. Well, Curaçao need to get themselves going again here. Get off to a bright start. This crowd has fallen a bit silent, waiting for their team to burst back into life. Anytime you're the favorite in a game like this, you don't want to allow that visiting team to hang around. The longer this stays 0-0, the more Barbados will continue to grow in confidence. That's a really good ball. Down this left side. Squared to the top of the 18. Returned. And in front, it's touch home. A look to the linesman. The flag stays down. Curaçao have the opener. And La Familia Azul have the breakthrough in this CONCACAF qualifier. Quality ball down that left side. It was neat one-touch soccer, and then the square ball touched home by Ranhalo Janga. His 19th goal all-time for his country. He extends their goal-scoring record. Nobody has scored more in blue than he has, and he adds to his tally here tonight. Well, there was the burst from Curaçao that they and their home fans were looking for. Janga in the 25th minute. Wears the number 9, now with 19 goals for his country. And that has electrified this home crowd. Perked them up again. Tough task for Barbados now. That'll be disappointing from their standpoint because they were right in this game. They just had a decent opportunity from that corner a couple minutes ago, remember. They were starting to frustrate Curaçao, but then undone by a really slick passing sequence. And Curaçao want more now. Tackled out of play for a throw. Switch to this near side. Kuas down the middle. Just touched away. Good defending from Barbados. Barbados being hemmed in again as they were in the early minutes. They'll have a free kick. They'll look to slow the game down and get their breath back. Barbados haven't been committing too many men forward into the attack. Still plenty of time left in this one, but as the game goes on, if they continue to trail, they're going to have to open things up a little bit. That's another ball down that left side that's really good from Curaçao. I believe that was off of Barbados' foot last. Nope, goal kick. Curaçao still haven't had a corner in this first half. They don't care. They have the lead. Thanks to that 25th minute Ranhalo Janga goal. Barbados playing those long balls forward, hoping to win those knockdowns and second balls, but they give away a free kick here. It'll be another attacking set piece for Curaçao. Curaçao were able to play 2 friendlies in Turkey back in March. They played against Hull City and Alanyaspor, so they played 2 club sides. Looking for a free kick here, and they get one. Xander Severina taken down. And so another set piece for Curaçao. In March, they beat Hull City 1-0. They drew 2-2 against Alanyaspor of Turkey. Last year, they lost their first 3 Nations League group games by 1 goal each. They were in them all. Then they beat Trinidad 5-3 in a thriller in the final group stage game. Free kick taken by Bradley Kuas. And easily handled by Barbados. Going to come back at them though as Curaçao easily win it back. Bursting forward was Bakuna. Laid it off. And it's a Curaçao throw as we approach the final 15 minutes of this first half. Matangelo Marcello. Loose ball there, and a Barbados throws. We're exactly half an hour in this Group C Concacaf qualifier. Taken back by Curaçao. Bad giveaway by Barbados. They work that triangle well. Severino looking to jink his way in, and now given away. It's Janga, and Janga drags it wide. He's claiming a deflection. Don't think Yvonne Bartone saw one. Barbados have 3 players on the deck. That play is stopped. Deflected, and an ill-advised turn by Akil Appleway, giving it right to Janga. Barbados fortunate that Janga got his finish all wrong, which he doesn't do that often. And 2 Barbados players still down, needing treatment. There has been a goal in Port of Spain, and it has gone to Grenada, who lead Trinidad and Tobago 1-0 in the 25th minute. There's a long way to go in that one, of course, but Miles Hippolyte from the penalty spot in the 24th minute, giving Grenada the lead. Trinidad and Tobago, that would be a big upset if that score were to hold. Remember, Trinidad made a great run through the Nations League last year. They got to the quarterfinal, and they gave the United States a really good 2-legged tie in that quarterfinal. They lost the first leg 3-0, but it was 0-0 with 10 minutes to go. The U.S. scored 3 goals in the final 10 minutes, and that was crucial because in the second leg, Trinidad beat the United States 2-1, and for a while threatened perhaps to come back from a 4-goal aggregate deficit. The United States, remember, took a really bad red card just before halftime. You see Ken Hall there, the interim head coach for Barbados, trying to reorganize things for these last 15 minutes of this first half. As I'm speaking, Grenada have scored another, and they've taken a 2-0 lead in Port of Spain over Trinidad and Tobago. That is a very surprising scoreline. But again, a real sense this year that World Cup qualifying is wide open in CONCACAF, with more spots available than ever before, and not having to compete with the United States and Mexico and Canada, who are not playing in these qualifiers because they're automatically qualified already. So anyhow, Trinidad, as you saw, Hayden Holligan being helped off the pitch after receiving treatment. Trinidad hoping to follow up that very strong Nations League campaign. They almost qualified for Copa America, losing to Canada 2-0, but that was 1-0 in second half stoppage time in that play-in game in March. So Trinidad had a really positive 2023 and early 2024, looking to continue that tonight, but they're down 2-0 at home to Grenada. We'll continue to monitor that one. Here it's 1-0 to Curaçao on the 25th minute goal by Ranjelo Janga. That's another giveaway by Barbados, and Curaçao looking for that second, bursting into the area from the end line. Kept in play by Kenji Gore. And now swung back post, nobody there in blue. And it's a goal kick. Barbados can't keep giving balls away like that, though. Playing with 10 for the moment. You can just see in the foreground Hayden Holligan getting ready to return to the pitch. Sumter's goal kick. Flick on was won initially by Barbados. That's what they're looking for from those long kicks forward. And Curaçao, some miscommunication, hand Barbados an attacking throw. Those are the kind of little mistakes that Barbados have to find a way to capitalize on at some point tonight. They'll have another attacking throw further toward that corner. Andre Applewhite takes it quickly to the edge of the area. Neat feet then from Akil Applewhite. Tries to roll it in front, but straight into the arms of Eloy Room. Needed better quality on the cutback there. Applewhite had done well to get himself in a promising position by that end line. 10 minutes of the first half remaining, plus stoppage time. We've had a couple of lengthy injury delays. We'll likely have a decent amount of stoppage. Wrestling match, and play on, says the referee. This is Ramel Bino, forced to slow up. Toward that right side it goes. Can Barbados find an equalizer here from the end line? It stood up back post. Player goes tumbling. A couple of half-hearted shouts for a penalty. Barbados win it back, edge of the area. Looking to switch to his right. Niall Reed-Stephen. And lost his footing, and it rolls all the way through. It is a shot on goal. First of the night for Barbados. A simple stop for Eloy Room. More neat work by Curaçao on this left side. Junino Bacuna trying to keep that in play, cannot. Bacuna continues to pose such a threat, sporting that blue hair. Free kick for Barbados. Important for them, you feel, to get to halftime. At worst, only a goal down. They're a team that has posed a threat a couple times in this first half. You feel they're capable of scoring a goal. Not sure if a multi-goal deficit would be something they could come back from away from home, especially as dangerous as Curaçao have looked on the counter. As long as it stays 1-0, Barbados will still feel they're in this. They still have a chance to get something from this. A draw would be a great result for them. Free kick again for the men in gold. Bajan Tridents, they've never qualified for a major international tournament. They came close to qualifying for the 2005 Concacaf Gold Cup. They made the semifinal round in 2001 of the World Cup qualifiers for 2002. They pulled off a shock win over Costa Rica in the first game of that semifinal round. They lost their remaining games. That's given away again to Xander Severina, who tried to thread through Janga. Barbados just had a man in the way. They continue to commit those sloppy turnovers in the middle of the park, though, Barbados. Which is too bad from their standpoint, because they've been very good otherwise defensively in this first half. And they keep putting themselves in trouble with those needless giveaways. Flag is up here for offside. One of Barbados's best ever results in their national team history came in 2004. They pulled off a 1-1 draw at home to Northern Ireland, which was quite a shock at the time. This is decent combination play down the right, and this stays in play. Akil Applewhite. Applewhite looks to re-accelerate toward the end line. Tried to cut it in field. Defended well in the end by Curaçao. Keel Applewhite is a threat down that right side. When Barbados are able to get him the ball with a chance to run. Baranhelo Janga's goal, separating the sides through 40 minutes tonight in Willemstad. This is going to roll to the feet of Reed Stephen. Only one player up with him in gold. Didn't really have any options. That's been the issue for Barbados. When they have worked it into a promising position, just not enough attackers forward to help pose a team threat, relying on an individual moment to try to get something from those situations. Curaçao continue to range down that left flank. It's going to be something Barbados are going to have to look at halftime, you suspect. Maybe some tactical tweak to try to shore up their right side. Curaçao's left. Into the box this goes. Acrobatic clear. There's a partial clearance by Akeem Hill. Curaçao still possess edge of the area. Godfried Romeroto scooping it over the top. Shouts for handball. We go on, and Barbados have a chance to work it away. And the tackle is an illegal one, says Yvonne Bartone. Free kick, Barbados. 3.5 of the 45 minutes remaining. We'll see how much beyond that. This is a free kick for Barbados. A pretty promising area. And again, these attacking set pieces, so important when you're playing away from home. They had a good service on that corner in the 23rd minute. They had 2 men free in the 6-yard box, just couldn't make connection with it. Could they find themselves an opening from this one? Yvonne Bartone wants the ball moved back a yard or so. Keel Applewhite's around it. So is Tajio James. So Applewhite or James. Applewhite runs over it. James delivers it. And a really good ball. Skewed wide. It's going to be a corner. It was cleared by the last Curaçao defender. It was another quality service. And it was Jurian Green in the end who just got himself in the way. Otherwise, it was a free header at the back post. So it'll be another set piece, this time from the corner, which will be Barbados' third of this opening half. They are definitely a threat from these set pieces. We're seeing that as this first half goes on. Tajio James to take this with his right. Yvonne Bartone wants to sort some things out in the box before this corner is taken. Still 2-0 Grenada over Trinidad and Tobago in the 38th minute in Port of Spain, by the way. That continues to be a very surprising scoreline. Now ready for this corner. Swung in by James. Good ball, flicked back into the arms of Eloy Room. It was another unmarked header just outside the 6-yard box. Curaçao have got to sort their defending out from these set pieces, because that is where Barbados could hurt them, and have had a few really good opportunities now to hurt them in this first half, which they've not taken. Will they regret that at the end of the night? As Curaçao are not marking up in their own box effectively from those situations. For all Curaçao's good play, and despite the fact that they lead, that appears to be an area of real vulnerability for them. They would love to take a 2-goal lead into the break now as Xander Severino looks to swing one into the box. Came off Hayden Holligan and will be a throw. Which they take quickly for Markello. Brennett into the box. That's thumped away from Applewhite. Will be a throw. 3 additional minutes to be played at the end of this first half. Tons of time and space for Markello, who switches to his left. Now helped along for Brennett. Low along the deck. Another acrobatic clearance. Curaçao keeping the pressure on. Romerito. Floranis. Still working toward the edge of the box. Just too many gold shirts in the way. And Akil Applewhite clipping it forward, and a chance to run onto this. Tajio James one-on-one with Jurian Green. James still trying to turn the corner, looking to slip a teammate in, and just a bit too heavy on that ball for Niall Reed-Stephen, allowing Eloy room to collect. Barbados do continue to look threatening in those situations when they can get Curaçao stretched on the counter. Got to make one of those moments pay off, though, eventually. It's been a really entertaining first half, hasn't it? Neat combo play down that left, put in by Bakuna, off the defender. This will be the first corner of the night for Curaçao. Late attacking set piece for them in this first half. And they put it back in play immediately. Into the box it goes, and just beyond Ranhalo Janga. Decent delivery. It is a goal kick as we enter the final minute of first half stoppage time. Stay tuned at halftime. We'll bring you first half highlights after a quick break. Also show you first half stats. Get set for a second 45 that appears to be pretty well poised. There's no further scoring in these final 30 seconds. Might be, though. Curaçao, one more attack for them in this first half. That's a loose touch from Xander Severina. It'll be a throw for La Familia Azul. Kuas. Markello. Had the 3 minutes. On Bartone blows the halftime whistle, and that is the end of the opening 45 minutes here in Willemstad at the Hergilio Hato Stadium. And it is the home side, Curaçao, leading Barbados by a goal to none at the break, thanks to that 25th minute tally from Ranhalo Janga. Curaçao looking to get their second round World Cup qualifying here in Concacaf off to a perfect start. They have the lead at the break. We're back momentarily with first half highlights and stats after this. Back for the second half here in Willemstad and Curaçao. And Curaçao making 2 changes at halftime, even though they lead Barbados by a 0-0. Kevin Francito and Gerald Margarita are coming onto the pitch. Looks like Kenji Gore is making his way off. We'll see who else is being removed as well. Donnie Barnes with you. Curaçao leading thanks to a 25th minute goal from Rangelo Janga. Referee Yvonne Bartone blows the whistle. We're back underway for the second 45 in this Group C Concacaf World Cup qualifying opener. So Margarita replacing Xander Severina. And Kevin Felida replacing Bradley Kuas. So Felida and Margarita on the pitch. Interesting move from head coach Dick Advocat, who maybe didn't love everything he saw from his team, even though they lead at the break. They have an early, I believe this is going to be a free kick. Inside the opening minute of the second half, it's the Barbados player who stayed down. And a yellow card has been shown, so maybe this is a Barbados free kick. It's been shown to Junino Bacuna, and now a yellow card's been shown to Dick Advocat as well. So Bacuna becomes the first player booked. Well, let's see it again. Bacuna won a couple duels, and then not sure if that was the challenge that got him booked. Yvonne Bartone's estimation, maybe just leaving the studs in at the end of that coming together. So it is a free kick for Barbados after the treatment to Niall Reid-Stephen. There's Dick Advocat, who has claimed that he's retiring about 5 different times over the last 10 years, but he can never quite stay away. He loves football, loves coaching, keeps getting offered jobs even after he says he'll retire every time, and he keeps taking them. Won a UEFA Cup, which of course is now the Europa League, back in 2008 with Zenit St. Petersburg. He's also won league titles in the Scottish, Russian, and Dutch leagues. Coached Glasgow Rangers, Feyenoord, Sunderland, PSV, Borussia Mönchengladbach, Zenit St. Petersburg, multiple others. And mentioned this is the 8th national team that he's been the head coach of. Netherlands, the United Arab Emirates, South Korea, Belgium, Russia, Serbia, Iraq, now Curaçao. And yet he coached the Netherlands on 3 different occasions. Curaçao have made a habit of landing big-name coaches over the last decade, as Barbados try to make some headway here. And this is won by Niall Reid-Stephen. He's up on his own right now, but continues to burst toward the end line, then tumbles over. And it's going to be the card shown, and a free kick for Barbados just outside the penalty area. So a second player booked for Curaçao in these early second half minutes. And a dangerous free kick coming for the visitors, who have looked very dangerous indeed from set pieces tonight. We'll have another one momentarily. It was really good work from Niall Reid-Stephen, who didn't have any help, but created something from nothing. Just taking enough contact from Sherelle Floranis to see Floranis into the book. Interesting spot for a free kick, just outside that 18-yard area. Tajio James and Niall Reed-Stephen have been taking these tonight, one or the other. They've both been delivering good balls in. This one from much shorter range. Probably try to whip one across the face of goal. Could try to go to goal for yourself, but it's a tough angle to do that from. Reed-Stephen does go for goal. It's parried away. Eloy Room punched it aside. Now Reed-Stephen, this will stay in play by the end line. Able to take it under control. Shifting onto his left, tries to swing it into the mix. It was blocked. Barbados continue to pose a threat from set pieces. This time, it was taken directly on goal by Reed-Stephen. Hit with a lot of power. That is by far the toughest save Eloy Room has had to make tonight. And there was traffic too, with that player flashing across. I think from Reed-Stephen's standpoint, Mario Williams, the player it was, who was running across the goalkeeper. I think they were hoping that Williams would be able to get his head to that. Almost worked. Well, we keep talking about how Barbados look threatening from those set pieces. But eventually, they've got to make one count. They continue to trail to that 25th minute goal by Ranhelo Janga. Kenji Gore now. That's a really good ball. Janga goes tumbling. And this will be a free kick for Curaçao. Foul given against Mario Williams. So after Barbados had one at the other end, Curaçao now have one from a very similar spot. It's Bakuna and Gore standing around it. It is a breezy night in Willemstad. That ball goes up in the air. It can be tricky. Now it's thumped with the right and almost put out of the stadium by Gore. So it was Bakuna touching it into Gore's path. He was trying to bend one to that top right corner, but did not work out. 7 minutes gone in this second half. Just coming out of halftime in Port of Spain in Trinidad. Trinidad and Tobago did pull a goal back before half. They trailed Grenada 2-1 entering the second 45. That was a brave backheel by Sherelle Floranis. Knew exactly where his teammate Jurian Green was. Chopped it between those two Barbados attackers. Barbados looked to spring down this right side, but that's too heavy for Gerald Margarita. Curaçao the favorites in this game. One of the favorites in this group. Advance to that final round of qualifying next fall. But you have to actually score the goals and win the game. They have one goal. Looking to get off to a winning start. That's a great ball over the top. Goalkeeper off his line and gets there in time. Brandon Sumter had to be sharp and was. Judged that exactly correctly and got there first. It will be a goal kick. Some pressure on Sumter, who does well. And the flick on is one forward for Barbados. A very nice body shield and turn by Kevin Felida, just on at halftime. Gore. Almost left a little short by Floranis, who is on a yellow. He and Bakuna both on cards for Curaçao early in this second half. Nobody has been carded tonight for Barbados. Curaçao, too much on that ball. Janga applauds the effort. Sumter cradles the ball. Mentioned earlier tonight, Antigua and Barbuda drew 1-1 with Bermuda. Scored a second half stoppage time goal to equalize there. Suriname overcame an early Olex Anderson goal from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Suriname scored 4 unanswered from there to win 4-1 in Paramaribo. Here, Janga's 25th minute opener is the difference. Barbados, though, still looking dangerous, seeking that equalizing goal. And they have it here on the right with Reed Stephen. Up against 2 in blue. Reed Stephen accelerates to the end line, stands it up back post, but stood it up too tall. See the Barbados bench applauding, though. Their team's played well tonight, over 55 minutes. Curaçao always a threat, though, with their speed and power. This is Margarita stabbing it in front. Goalkeeper could only parry it. It comes to Gore. It's blocked. Brandon Sumter at full stretch could only get his fingertips on it. Wasn't able to punch it clear. His teammates able to get in Gore's way enough to keep him from bulging the open net. It is a corner for Curaçao, just their second of the night. Player down for Barbados behind the play. Looks like the wave is broken out here at Willemstad. Again, later tonight, Guatemala takes on Dominica at 10 p.m. Eastern. Also, Nicaragua home to Montserrat. Both those games starting at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Now the corner for Curaçao, taken short. Bacuna. Floranis. Bacuna trying to wriggle free. Lots of traffic in the box. And now the whistle goes. Free kick for Barbados. Frustration for the home fans. Good acceleration by Nicole Brathwaite. And he earns a free kick. Mentioned in the first half, Yvonne Bartone has had a big week. Took charge of his 3rd consecutive Concacaf Champions Cup final on Saturday in Pachuca, Mexico. Pachuca winning their 6th Champions Cup title, defeating Columbus Crew 3-0. And volleys into the box. Could be an opportunity here. Barbados unable to get themselves on the end of that second ball as Eloy Room raced out to claim it. Long ball down the right now. This is going to stay in play along that end line for Margarita. Margarita trying to chop it back infield off the defender. Another corner for Curaçao as they try to ratchet up the pressure and seek that second goal. So after Barbados had most of the attacking set pieces in the first half, Curaçao starting to have a few of their own in the second half. Lecture delivered by Yvonne Bartone before this corner taken. It's Felida and Bino on the line who were tussling. Now the outswinging ball toward the near post, thumped away. I think it was Reed Stephen who was in the way. Still in play though, swung in again. Across the face of goal, it's off the post and it stays out somehow. And it stays just 1-0 Curaçao. How? That looked like a second goal. It wasn't, and Barbados are still right in this. All the way back for Eloy Room at the other end. An hour gone in this qualifier, and it's still very much in the balance. It should have been a second goal for Curaçao. They should have had that breathing space there. They don't, at least not yet. They'll have a free kick here. And a yellow card shown, the first of the night, to Barbados. Looked like that card was shown to Akeem Hill. We'll await confirmation on that. Apparently Akil Applewhite was the player carded for Barbados. So again, first player in the book for the visitors tonight. Kenji Gore. Jurian Green. Some early danger from Barbados in this second half. Curaçao started to take control over the last 10 minutes or so. Here they come again. And on the edge of the area, chance for a second goal, and there it is. Rangelo Janga has a double. He has 20 career goals for Curaçao, and they have daylight now. 2-0 to La Familia Azul. He's their guy. He does it again, drilling it into that far corner. No chance for Brandon Sumter this time. And the home crowd here in Willemstad breathing a sigh of relief. Curaçao's all-time leading goal scorer furthers his lead in that category. Furthers his team's lead in the process. Barbados will make their first changes of the night as they bring on Nadre Butcher and Jeron Otterson. Romel Bino and Hayden Holligan, the two who come off. Well, Barbados have threatened at times, especially from those set pieces, but they've not been able to find that finish. Kept saying at some point you have to make those moments pay off. They weren't quite able to, and now they find themselves trailing by multiple goals, and they almost gave it away on the edge of their own box. There's a foot race down the left side. And won well by Nathangelo Markello. Free kick for Curaçao. That was nipped away by Brathwaite. Into the path of Reed Stephen. Reed Stephen to the end line. There's only one player in gold in the box. This deflected ball. Not the best first touch. Jeron Otterson just on a moment ago. Now Applewhite tries to serve it into the box, comes back to him. And Applewhite earns a free kick. Keel Applewhite staying on the ground. His teammates seem to indicate that it'll be all right. It was a high stud from Sherelle Floranis. The Barbados bench was immediately hollering because Floranis is already on a yellow, of course. And they wanted to see him sent off. "25 minutes to go. Barbados not totally out of this. They could pull a goal back fairly soon. Need to make one of these set pieces count on the score sheet. Nadre Butcher around it. So is Reed Stephen, who shot on goal from a similar spot about 15 minutes ago. This one a little bit further outside the box. It is Reed Stephen, and that one a waste. He's trying to whip it toward that near post, I think. Saw that Barbados had another player making that near post run like they did on that previous set piece. Needed a better delivery than that. Janga with goals in the 25th and 62nd minutes. He's the reason Curaçao lead by 2-0. Still 2-1 Grenada leading Trinidad and Tobago. They're in the 58th minute now in Port of Spain. That would be quite a result for Grenada if they could hold on. Still a half hour plus to go there, of course. This is the first World Cup qualifying meeting between these two sides. This is stolen away by Margarita. Margarita, fancy footwork, but crowded out by a host of defenders. Van Bartone says to get up, and on we go. Gore seeking the return from Bakuna down the line, didn't reach him. Curaçao are happy to pass it around and win free kicks like that, now that they have a 2-goal lead. The only time these two nations have officially met previously is a Barbados player goes down. It was in the Caribbean Cup qualifiers back in March 2016. Barbados won that game 1-0. A goal from Romario Harewood in Bridgetown. Again, 5-team groups, 6 groups of 5 in this second round of Concacaf qualifying. If you're wondering what the first round was, that was back in March when the region's 4 lowest ranked teams faced each other. The British Virgin Islands defeated the US Virgin Islands, and Anguilla defeated Turks and Caicos Islands. So those two advanced to this second round, involving those two winners and 28 member associations. This rolls across the end line. It'd be a goal kick for Barbados. So 30 participating teams in this second round. That's where you get the 6 groups of 5. 4 games each within each group. And the top 2 finishers out of each 5-team group advancing to that final qualifying round, which will be down to 12 teams. September, October, November of 2025. As we've spoken about, so important to get off to a good start because it's a very short group phase here. Curaçao, imperative from their standpoint that they take 3 points here in one of just 2 home games that they'll have in this group phase. They are well positioned to do that currently with just over 20 minutes to go, leading by a pair. Throw in for them on that far side. But that's where Trinidad, for example, if they were to lose at home to Grenada, as they are currently doing in the 62nd minute now, well, they certainly wouldn't be out of it, Trinidad, but it'd be a real setback for them. Put them in danger of missing out. It's a good ball on the left to find Sherelle Floranis. Gore accelerating. Gore still looking to pick somebody out, pulls it back. He was seeking the run of Junino Bacuna. And now thuds it into the stands. Barbados throw. Cramp issue apparently for Nicole Brathwaite. May require a stretcher. Or not. Today is the start of almost a week of what should be great Concacaf qualifying action. Tomorrow, Haiti takes on St. Lucia. Jamaica home to the Dominican Republic in a really intriguing game. Honduras facing Cuba. Looks like we're going to have a substitution here. Fourth official Benjamin Pineda indicating that Ricardo Morris will check in for Barbados in place of Brathwaite, who just went down with that cramp. So Brathwaite off, Morris on. Also, Devontae Richards making his way onto the pitch. He replaces Tajio James, who had a couple moments of danger in the first half, has been much quieter since the break. Free kick for Curaçao, to the frustration of Akil Applewhite. Scooped over the top. Out comes Brandon Sumter. This ball right down the middle. Might be in here. The chip of the goalkeeper, and way too much on it, and it was wide. That turned out to be a real chance for Devontae Richards just on the pitch seconds ago. Eloy Room put him under pressure by racing off his line. Room was not getting to that ball, though. Better touch from Richards. He could have had a goal back for Barbados. Came from a simple ball right down the middle, right over the top. Here go Curaçao now. Margarita does well. Margarita across the face, but too close to the goalkeeper. Might have deflected off the defender. He's trying to cut that back a bit more. Curaçao win that ball in the middle of the park again. Advantage played by the referee. Advantage didn't last long for Curaçao, as it turned out. This will be a throw for Barbados. So tomorrow, Haiti, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Honduras, Cuba, Panama facing Guyana, Costa Rica at home to St. Kitts and Nevis, and El Salvador at home to Puerto Rico. That's a really intriguing one. This is a free kick for Curaçao. Sharon Hoyt upset at that decision. So there'll be a day off Friday from Concacaf qualifying, then it picks up again on Saturday. So tons of games coming up over the next week. Here tonight, Rangelo Janga has scored twice in the 25th and 62nd minutes. Curaçao looking to put the game fully away with a third goal now from this free kick, which Juninho Bacuna will take. It's Bacuna who bends it over the wall and off the bar. And it's put out of play for a corner. Brandon Sumter fooled by that. I'm not sure if he got a touch to it. And it was nearly the third for Curaçao. I can't tell if he touched it or not. Sumter was positioned well, he just didn't get the hands up in time, and he was bailed out by the bar. Chance to serve one in here. Still Margarita. Margarita off the goalkeeper's hand this time, and apparently the ball did go out of play. Goal kick with 14 minutes to go. You see the scoring recap there. Janga with goals in either half. Talked about him early in the game. He's the key threat for Curaçao. Like a good striker, he's been quiet for long stretches in this game, but he has done what's been needed in those key moments. This is popped over the top by Barbados, and the foul given against Niall Reed-Stephen. Grenada continuing to lead Trinidad 2-1, approaching the 70th minute now. There'll be some nerves in Port of Spain over that one. And for Curaçao, doing what they expected to do so far tonight. They have had a rapid rise over the last decade and a half since becoming a full-fledged FIFA member. Back to Eloy Room, who's able to clear. This will be a throw for Barbados. Ravian Rosario is coming on for them. Juninho Bacuna, who's been on a yellow for a while, is replaced. Juninho Bacuna, who's been on a yellow for a while, is replaced. He's making way. Ruenle Martina comes on for him. Sadiq Advocat. Sadiq Advocat certainly the fire later this week, or next week, I should say. So taking off both players who are on cards. Certainly doesn't want anybody so taking off both players. Apple have. Cuco Martina, by the way, has been Curaçao's captain for quite a while. Eloy Room, the goalkeeper, wearing the captain's armband tonight. Cuco Martina, a veteran member of that back line. Really good guy to be able to bring on for the last 10 minutes or so when you're nursing a 2-goal lead like this. This is his 64th cap all-time for Curaçao. He is their all-time leading appearance man. Here's Gore. Edge of the box, chance to shoot, on goal. Scooped up by Sumter at the second attempt. Flag was up anyway. Although if that initial shot had gone in, that would have counted, I believe. The flag was up for the follow-up attempt once the goalkeeper spilled it. Good build-up again from Curaçao. It was Margarita unleashing. Awkward bounce for Sumter. Gore again. Of course, Curaçao don't have to force anything here with this 2-goal lead. We're into the final 10 minutes. Working it down the right side. Neat acceleration there from Brennett. Be a throw for Barbados, but they're struggling to create anything in this second half. Played a strong first 45. They generally hung in well with Curaçao tonight, but not enough quality in the final third. Well, Reed Stevens been generally bright. We were talking about Cuco Martina a moment ago, earning his 64th cap tonight, Curaçao's all-time leader. He was the first Curaçaoan to score in the English Premier League a number of years ago. He scored for Southampton, also played in the Premier League for Everton. One of the most accomplished Curaçao players. So 3 big players for Curaçao tonight, at least historically. Ranhelo Janga scoring their 2 goals. Eloy Room has been there when they've needed him to, in goal. No, Martino off the bench late. Barbados with a rare attack forward here in this second half. It's disappointing in the end. Good idea on the switch of play, which was applauded, as you saw, by Kent Hall, but execution not quite there. Trinidad have equalized. It is now 2-2 between Trinidad and Tobago and Grenada in Port of Spain. So Grenada, who had a 2-goal lead 28 minutes in. Ryan Telfer scored in the 43rd minute for Trinidad, and Rion Moore has just equalized in the 74th. Trinidad will still desperately want another to take all 3 points from that opener, but they at least are back level now. A draw in Port of Spain would still be a good result for Grenada in that game. Another 15 minutes to go. Here we're inside the final 7 minutes of the 90. Curaçao looking comfortable, still looking for more goals. Have it on the right now. Into the box, shouts for handball. It's given. It's a penalty for Curaçao. The high arm indicated by Yvonne Barton, who never hesitated, pointed to the spot immediately. And Curaçao will have a great chance for another one in just a moment. Who takes the ball here? Looks like Janga wants it. Chance to complete his hat trick. Well, let's look at it. Margarita, yeah, that's pretty clear. Arm away from the body, extended, unnatural position. Simple call. And now a relatively simple 12-yard attempt for Ranhelo Janga to complete a hat trick. Their all-time leading scorer, a chance to add yet another, and notch one of his most memorable nights so far in his Curaçao career. Rangelo Janga, hat trick. 3 for him, 3 for Curaçao. They'll take all 3 points in this qualifying opener. One of his best nights, and a great night for Curaçao at home. Tip your cap. He rocketed that one high and hard. No chance for Sumter, even though he went the right way. Rangelo Janga. Great performance by him. He's the difference, not just on the score sheet, but in general. He's been what Barbados have lacked. That finishing touch, that cutting edge. Barbados had their moments, had their opportunities in this game, especially from set pieces, but it has been Janga who's been lethal in those key moments. That's why Curaçao are going to get off to the ideal start in this qualifying campaign. Ethan Taylor comes on for Akil Applewhite for Barbados. Three minutes of the 90 left. Curaçao still want more. That cross into the arms of Sumter. Janga was marauding for a fourth. This is lofted into the path of Gore, who keeps it in play. And earns a throw. Wasting no time here. They're not just trying to wind the clock down. They want to add to that goal differential. This is Rosario. Felida over the top. Touchdown! Save made. Flag is up. Wouldn't have counted. Gerald Margarita forced an excellent stop from Brandon Sumter, even if it technically didn't matter. Here comes Gervain Castanier for Curaçao to replace the hat-trick hero Rangelo Janga. He will receive a huge ovation as he leaves the pitch, deservedly so. So it's a party in Willemstad tonight. Celebratory crowd. They were a little quiet in the first half when Curaçao struggled to take command of this game the way they wanted to. Barbados showed some good things tonight. They were still in this game for the opening hour, even after falling behind. Had some decent chances to equalize as well. Ultimately, too much Rangelo Janga. Janino Bacuna was also a big problem for them, helping to set up the first couple of goals. This will be a free kick for Barbados in the 90th minute. Swung in with the left, deep delivery, far side. Initial ball was 1. And this will be a penalty for Barbados. Handball this time given against Curaçao. And a late spot kick for the Tridents. A chance to take something from this match. Not in terms of points, but at least to put a goal on the board and reduce the goal differential, which is an important tiebreaker. So this is not just a meaningless kick for Barbados as we enter 3 minutes of stoppage time. Now Barbados, who had barely threatened over the last half hour or so, will have a late spot kick, and Niall Reed-Stephen will take it. Didn't appear to be much danger here. It was Nathangelo Markello who was whistled for the handball. So it'll be the veteran Eloy Room in goal for Curaçao against Niall Reed-Stephen. There's the whistle. Here is Niall Reed-Stephen. He scores. 1 back for Barbados in stoppage time. It'll be too little too late tonight, but it does at least reduce the goal differential. And that could be crucial for Barbados by the end of qualifying. Niall Reed-Stephen does deserve that. He's been bright tonight, and he's been taking most of their set pieces, and generally has delivered really good balls that could have resulted in another goal or two, especially in the first half. So he does get on the score sheet very late in this one. Curaçao want to get that ball, or get that goal back, right down the middle. They're in for number 4, and they do get it back. Gervain Castanier off the bench, on the score sheet, late here in Willemstad. 4-1, La Familia Azul. Too easy as far as Barbados will be concerned. Straight down the middle, Castanier in and finished. Line splitting ball from Ravian Rosario. The two substitutes combining. And the party back on for Curaçao. That may be the last action of the match after this kickoff. We'll see. We've had the 3 minutes. Rangelo Janga's hat trick added to late on by Castanier. And there is the final whistle. All over in Willemstad tonight, and Curaçao get off to a perfect start in their qualifying campaign. Thanks to 3 goals, the hat trick from Rangelo Janga, they defeat Barbados by 4 goals to 1. A blue Curaçao night in Willemstad. We'll have full-time highlights and stats in just a moment. Janga and then Castanier very late on. Niall Reed-Stephen with the goal in the 92nd minute for Barbados. They'll be disappointed to have conceded just seconds later. Curaçao deserved winners here tonight. So it was 1-0 at half as Curaçao kind of huffed and puffed a little bit in the first half. Janga's goal in the 25th minute opened the scoring. Barbados had some good moments early in the second half, but after Janga doubled the lead in the 62nd, it never really felt in doubt. So, for our entire great production crew, I'm Donnie Barnes saying good night from Willemstad, Curaçao, where it ends tonight in the opener of this Group C qualifying round. Curaçao 4, Barbados 1.
Curaçao metió un gol.